Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Mai Denizu.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from our studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
Channel Japan Ranking.
First up is Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank some of the hottest products and services in the country. Well, today's theme is location conditions of popular restaurants.
Yes, in Japan there are over 670,000 restaurants across the country, ranging from high-end dining to local eateries.
Well, there's such a range in cuisine choices, and like from Japanese, Western, Chinese food and more. So I always have a hard time deciding where to eat.
Me too, yes. And we have a list showing which restaurant chain corporations had the highest sales in 2012. And as you can see, the top is Densho Holdings. They're known for their beef bowl restaurant chain called Skiya. And second place, McDonald's is the hamburger chain, obviously. In third place is Yoshino, which is also a beef bowl restaurant chain. And number fourth, Watami runs a chain of Japanese-style pubs. And number five, Korowaido is known for running various chain restaurants, which include the affordable Korean barbecue restaurant called Gyukaku.
Really? So all those restaurants are low-priced and aimed toward the general public. And also they're conveniently located near the housing and business areas. It seems that is why they have that is what they have in common.
Especially for a restaurant, finding a location that where they can expect a lot of customers is the most important factor. However, this is only when speaking of chain restaurants, which run multiple stores, and there are some very popular privately run restaurants which are purposely located in out-of-the-way places.
So their strategy must be to stand out by going against the norm. Well, today we will introduce some of these popular restaurants that are located in unexpected places. Let's take a look.
In the depths of Tokyo's Ginza district is a mystery restaurant that draws in crowds of businessmen. It's listed as ahead of Ginza 8-16 Chuo Ward. It's an unheard of address, but it allegedly exists in Tokyo's ritziest area. There appears to be no building that looks like a restaurant by that address. We asked a businessman.
8丁目16番地の先っていうところを探してるんですけど。先ですか？知ってる？ちなみにそのお店を探してるんですけど、サラリーマンに人気の飲食店っていうことなんですよ。
中華料理屋さんとかそういう系地下になんか中華料理屋さんがあるらしいっていうのを聞いたことあるんですけど。
A Chinese restaurant underground? We head for a nearby underground entrance.
ほらほらほら、メニューの写真が載ってますね。
It's a sign for a Chinese restaurant.
ここかな？
Could the mystery restaurant be this way?
あ、矢印あった。
But then,
何ここ？駐車場ですよ。
beyond the sign is a car park.
どういうこと？
Looking around, there doesn't appear to be a shop in sight. Time to walk.
何あるんだろう。
Two men are walking across the car park.
あれでもお兄さんが歩いてる。
After following them straight ahead,
あそこあそこ、赤い提灯見えますか？あそこじゃないですか？
it's Chinese restaurant Delica, established 30 years ago. Its address? Ahead of Ginza 8-16 Chuo Ward. At lunchtime, many businessmen descend underground to search for the restaurant. There's a queue out the door in no time.
すごい、見てください。店内はお客さんでいっぱいですね。
With meals as big as this for only 550 yen, it's no wonder the place is always packed at lunchtime.
週2、3回
週2、3回
3回
ちょっと入るの勇気いりましたね。もう入ってみたらもうお客さん入ってるし、まあ食べても美味しいし。
With skilled chefs on hand, there are often 200 people just during lunch on a busy day. But strangely, there are hardly any customers at dinner. The reason is due to the restaurant's obscure location.
駐車場なんで、ここはお酒を販売することは禁止されてます。
Being a car park restaurant means alcohol is prohibited. Consequently, the restaurant's main business is lunchtime. So why is the address given as ahead of Ginza?
ここは住所がなかった場所なんで先っていうことになってます。
住所がなかったというのはどういうことなんですか？
元ここは川だったんですね。
Originally, as rivers were not considered addresses, it was given its current address when it was turned into a car park.
へー、じゃあもうその頃から、その東京オリンピックの頃からこの16番地の先っていう住所は存在していたんですね。
はい、そうです。
The restaurant has gone through various guises over 50 years, but it's continued to be loved by Tokyo businessmen. There's a mysterious style of Chinese cuisine rarely seen in Japan. It beckons from this apartment building in Ebisu, Tokyo. Look closely and you'll see there's no doorbell.
ちょっと見てください。どういうこと？世界ですよ。すごい人。大混雑ですね。満席ですよ。
Inside is a scene that's hard to imagine from its outside appearance. And the reason why there are so many people is this.
失礼します。よいしょ。はい、マーラーシャンゴでございます。
すごい、何ですかこれは。
Sichuan hot pot is a steam-fried dish that uses around 20 different vegetables, including celery and zucchini, as well as a generous serving of especially spicy peppers. In China, restaurants specializing in the dish number in the thousands, but there are only a few places in Japan where you can eat it. Many people want to visit, despite there being no discernible landmark. Why is there no sign?
やっぱりこうお客さんがここにたどり着くまでにこうワクワクしてなんかどこだろうどこだろうって探すその冒険心みたいなそういうのを思ってお店にドーンと入ってきていただいてマーラーシャンゴに出会っていただいて記憶に刻み込まれるっていうか。
So says the owner Nakamura. He's noticed some people who appear lost.
普通のマンションですしね。迷う方とかいらっしゃるんで、こうやって手振ってあげようかなとか。
He peeps out from the second floor window, waiting for them to find the restaurant.
来た。来たかな。うちかな。
Two women have come for the first time. It seems they're having lots of trouble locating the entrance on the second floor. After a few minutes, they finally find it.
入ってきた。よし。いらっしゃいました。
But their courage is tested once they reach the second floor. Opening the door takes some guts from a first-timer. Inside is Nakamura, ready to welcome them. Unable to open the door, they push the metal plate. Very gingerly, they open it.
こんばんは。すいません、わかりづらかったんじゃないですか。
はい、マンションですね。
本当にこっちにお店があるのかなとか思いました。ちょっと普通の家みたいですよね。マンションみたいでした。
わかるかな。こっちですよ。
The more lost you get, the more memorable this mystery restaurant is.
探した甲斐がありました。料理が楽しみです。
格別です。迷ってよかった。
Kashiwa City in Chiba Prefecture. Here is a restaurant shrouded in mystery, some 20 minutes drive from JR Abiko Station.
これ看板じゃないですか？これちょっと止まってもらえます？
But on closer inspection, the arrows are pointing in opposite directions.
この看板、こっち側から見るとあちらの道を指してるのに、こちら側から見るとあっちの道を指してますよ。
Which way is it?
わかった。これ矢印がこう向いてるっていうことはあっち側ってことじゃないですか。
After putting faith in the sign and continuing on, a sudden darkness creeps up.
おお、お墓がこっちにもあっちにも。
There are gravestones on both sides.
ああ、墓地の真裏を通っていく感じですね。ちょっともう薄暗くて不気味ですね。
Is there really a restaurant along this way? After cautiously going onward, a building surrounded by trees appears.
あ、鳥膳いらっしゃいませですって。
This traditional Japanese-style building is eel restaurant Torizen.
え、なんだこれ。すごい。え、なに木がいっぱい張り出してる。わあ、なにこれ。入り口からちょっと衝撃。うわあ。
The interior is a bizarre space made up of pieces of wood left in their natural state.
なんか和製のログハウスみたいですね。
いらっしゃいませ。
In fact, the restaurant owner Minoru Shibazaki spent 5 years making everything by hand with a friend. There are wooden objects that are now useless, natural wood and shutter doors from old houses, all on display. Though the entire restaurant is full of mysteries, the restaurant is packed almost daily.
このお店のおすすめは、
まずうなぎで、
ええ、
焼き鳥で、刺身で、
刺身もある。
ある。
てかおすすめ3つ全部違う料理じゃないですか。
There's steaming hot rice topped with sweet sauce that brings out the delicious flavor of the fluffy eel meat. Plus carefully grilled large chunks of chicken on skewers. And then, the fabulous plate of sashimi. Check out the thick tuna slices. Pure luxury.
肉厚でボリュームあって美味しいですよ。
口パンパンじゃないですか。すごい肉厚だったんで。
Shibazaki, who prides himself on freshness, always stocks up at the markets every morning. On this day, he spots a tuna from Oma. The freshest produce always ends up on tables at Torizen.
鳥善さんのお客さんが幸せだっていうのこういうの食べられるんだもんなかなかそこまでいかないよ本当に
Thanks to Shibazaki's knowledge of his ingredients, he's able to serve dishes he's proud of. Getting lost sometimes means being able to eat some pretty delicious food. Are you ready to find out what's behind the door?
Well, the fact that it's so hard to find must be one aspect of the attraction.
That could be. And in Japan, we often hear phrases such as a hole-in-the-wall restaurant, and there are quite a few restaurants that target people who want to get away from the bustle of the city and enjoy a slow and quiet dining experience.
That's very true. In magazines and restaurant searching website, they often have a feature segment on hole-in-the-wall restaurants. And that's it for Channel Japan Ranking. After the break, we'll be showing you a popular documentary program. Stay tuned.
Through its World Heritage educational programs, Panasonic is teaching children the importance of protecting the environment. By supporting the conservation of World Heritage sites and providing environmental education, Panasonic is helping the next generation to achieve a sustainable lifestyle.
Panasonic.
As the future evolves, Toyota is envisioning a more interconnected life where information and energy flow seamlessly throughout the globe. The road ahead will require diverse and eco-friendly mobility solutions. It is on this path that our small choices lead to big changes. Life. Connected. Toyota.
Sasuke, a new type of sports entertainment program conquering the world.
It's about human achievement and people's passions, and I think that relates to almost everybody.
From Japan to the world, Ninja Warrior, Tokyo Broadcasting System.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we will introduce you to some of our popular documentary programs. Today, from Japanese Dream by TBS, we will introduce you a researcher who has created a technology that uses a simple test to diagnose serious illnesses.
Now, we have some statistics from the Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare that show the leading causes of death in Japan. And cancer is the leading cause of death, with 361,000 people dying of this disease. And that's why now diagnostic tests are so important, and it's vital to accurately find the diseases in the earliest stages possible.
Well, this is an interview with Director Masaru Tomita and his research team from Keio University's Institute of Advanced Biosciences, who discovered this testing method. Let's take a look.
Cancer is the top cause of death in Japan. It affects 1 in 2 people, with over 350,000 deaths a year. But now, futuristic technology enables us to detect varieties of cancer with extremely high precision. There's no need for tests and no pain. All that's required is a tiny amount of saliva. This technology can not only discern by almost 100% the presence of liver disease from a drop of blood, but it can also diagnose depression. The man who came up with this technology is University Professor Masaru Tomita. He has doctorates in medicine and engineering.
誰もやったことないことをやるとか、誰も答えを知らない答えを探すとかは見つけた時にすごいっすよね。
This technology may have the power to dramatically change disease diagnoses. We follow the man who is gaining the world's attention.
I have a dream.
Pancreatic cancer. It's called the king of cancers, as it forms deep inside the body and is difficult to detect in its early stages.
膵がん特有な症状がないわけで、ちょっとお腹が痛いとか不快感があるとか、ちょっと背中が痛いとか、そういう形で来られると思うんですね。すぐに膵臓の病気だっていうふうに診断することは非常に困難なわけです。
The 5-year survival rate is less than 10%. Pancreatic cancer is actually responsible for more deaths in women than breast cancer. But technology now exists for discovering pancreatic cancer using only a small amount of saliva. Tsuruoka City, Yamagata Prefecture. This technology was pioneered in a laboratory here, surrounded by peaceful countryside.
ここがメタボローム解析のための施設なんですけども、メタボローム解析とは究極の成分分析技術です。
Metabolome analysis is a cutting-edge technology that uses saliva to discover cancer. It does so by comparing metabolites made by individual cells in a sick person and one who is healthy. Metabolites are various substances such as amino acids and carbohydrates that are constantly being produced by human cells. There are thousands of metabolites in total, which become components of blood, urine, sweat, and saliva. Until now, it was only possible to analyze a few dozen varieties of metabolites in blood and urine. But thanks to metabolome analysis, hundreds of types of metabolites can be measured at a single time.
Iろんなものを測った時に、思いもよらなかったものがたくさん含まれていたとか、そういうことが、この方法以外では絶対に見えてこないわけですね。
Tomita's team analyzed saliva components with this technology, leading to a 99% successful detection rate in patients with pancreatic cancer.
例えば今やってるんでしたら口腔がんの、患者さんの唾液サンプルをいくつか送ってもらったりしていて、
The generic term for cancer of the mouth is oral cancer. The number of patients is rising annually, and the disease is one of the more difficult to detect cancers at an early stage.
多くの方が、遅れてくる場合は、病気が進行してくる場合には単なる口内炎だと思っていて放置してしまったりする場合が多いです。
When using metabolome analysis to compare the saliva of a healthy person with that of an oral cancer sufferer, the concentration levels of a particular metabolite was vastly different.
これは赤が口腔がんの患者さんのサンプルなんです。で、共通してここにピークが出てますね。青は健常者です。ほとんどピークが出ていません。
The degree of precision for recognizing oral cancer is approximately 80%. The next step toward practical application is ever closer. It's also possible to determine the probability of breast cancer at an extremely high 95%. Metabolome analysis also helps shine a light on diseases like depression that are harder to diagnose. At this clinic, blood samples of patients were sent to Tsuruoka to be analyzed. A link was discovered between the degree of worsening depression and lowered density of metabolites. At present, this value is being used as a measure for depressive state.
初診の診察中ずっと45分間泣いてるとかね、でちゃんとこちらが何も聞けない場合もありますね。だけど血液検査の場合そういったコミュニケーションが成立しなくても、ある程度の目安として分かるという利点が一つありますね。
Metabolome analysis might just change current medical practices in a big way. Here's how it works. Firstly, the sample to be measured is set in the left side apparatus. The sample is eventually sent down a long, thin pipe. When it's subjected to high voltage, the metabolites can be divided by the time difference it takes for each type to travel down the pipe. Those metabolites are then flung into the air in a funnel-like structure. The particle mass is measured by the differences in the amount of time it takes to travel down the pipe and is further sorted like a fine-tooth comb. Assessing both the travel and plunging duration simultaneously allows to double sift hundreds of metabolites in a single go. In 2011, the research team performed metabolome analysis using blood samples from a healthy control subject and a subject suffering from a form of liver disease, such as liver cancer. They identified a difference in the concentration of a certain metabolite in the person with liver disease. They were also able to determine 9 types of liver disease with a success rate of close to 100%. All that was needed was a single drop of blood. World-class technology can be found right here in Japan's Tsuruoka city. Researchers and corporations are flocking from all over the world.
僕はやっぱりエキサイトメントだと思うんですよ。こんなことできたらすごいなっていうエキサイトメントを求めて、やると本当に人生楽しいんですよね。
High school student Keito Adachi has come to the Tomita laboratory. Why is she here? Just then, she puts on a white coat and begins an experiment. What is she researching?
最終的にはNASHの治療法を見つけたいと思っています。
NASH, which stands for non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, is where the liver displays symptoms of fatty liver disease in a patient who doesn't drink alcohol. It's becoming more prevalent, and Adachi is conducting cutting-edge research using metabolome analysis.
自分の知らなかったことをこう知れるっていうのはとても面白いと感じています。
In a unique venture at the Tomita Laboratory, local high school students can participate in research as assistants. Tomita's dream is to activate Tsuruoka to become a city of science and receive international attention. He seriously hopes that the city will produce a Nobel laureate in the future.
見てみろと。こんな男が何人も出たとかね、あるいはこんな産業が生まれたじゃないかという成功例が必要で、そういう意味ではまだまだ、途中です。
Tomita started the High School Students Bio Summit in August 2012. Students interested in biological science come together in Tsuruoka and present their research in a competition, like a science championship.
S-メチルメチオニンやタウリンなどの物質は抗酸化能を持っていたり、肝臓の細胞の再生促進作用を持つということが分かりました。
How does Tomita feel about this event?
研究ってなんか難しくて大変でつまんないものってちょっとイメージあるじゃないですか、サイエンスがこんなに面白くて、実はそのために勉強するとめちゃくちゃ楽しいっていうことを、知らしめるのは僕のもうライフワークだと思ってます。
Adachi's research on NASH earned her a prize. Academic study is incredibly enjoyable. If more students realize this, then Japan's future is bright, believes Tomita.
私はこの3年間の研究から最先端のバイオテクノロジーの知識やまた研究のやりがいや楽しさなどたくさんのことを学びました。これからも富田さんの若い研究者の育成に少しでも貢献できるように頑張っていきたいと思います。
Tomita's biggest supporter in his quest to change Tsuruoka through science is the mayor.
将来この地域からノーベル賞を受賞するような研究をしていきたいんだという富田先生のですね情熱を私どもも非常に感銘を受けたところであります。地方都市でもこれだけのことができるんだということをですね、日本国中あるいは世界に向けて発信をしてまいりたいと思いますので、今までの富田先生のお力添えに改めてこの場をお借りしまして、感謝申し上げます。
やっぱ嬉しいですね。まだこれからだと思うんですけど、ああやって喜んでくれるっていう、本当に嬉しいです。もう13年やってるからね、もうライフワークになりつつあるし、やっぱりやってるからには本当に成功例になったらいいなと思います。
The center of their research lab is located in Tsuruoka City of Yamagata Prefecture, which is a regional city over 4 hours away from Tokyo. And their slogan, bringing change to Japan through academic research in regional district, which is Director Tomita mentioned in the video. And it seems to be steadily moving forward.
Yes, that's true, and their work has received high acclaim, and they were also given an award by the local media.
Well, that's great. Well, perhaps Director Tomita's work will continue to grow in importance and also help the overall stimulation of Japan's economy. Well, after the break, we'll bring you an episode from a popular economics program, Gachiri Monday. Don't go away.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green solar power systems in Singapore.
Sistem AC ramah lingkungan di Indonesia.
Eco changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could do this? We make things like this possible through the power of chemistry. We're the Kaiteki company, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
Asia, the engine of the global economy. Japan, a regional powerhouse. And now, direct from Japan, economic news with a global impact in Chinese. Delivered by Nikkei. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we'll show you a popular economics program, Gachiri Monday. Today's theme is trial businesses.
Yes, now we have some data from the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry which shows the domestic market size of e-commerce business. And in 2012, it increased by 12.5% and is now worth nearly 10 trillion yen.
Wow.
And the data shows that over 3% of businesses in retail and services are now done through e-commerce. And as more and more people use the internet, the scale of e-commerce is also expanding at a rapid rate.
I see. Well, originally e-commerce began in America, where the land is so expansive. The business model became very popular rapidly because it allowed people living in the countryside to have easier access to shopping.
That's true, but in the case of Japan, the area of land is much smaller, so
Right.
the reasons why popularity of e-commerce spread is very different. And Japan has the world's most elaborate postal and package delivering networks, and it's possible to provide fast and low-cost services. And because of this, there are many new and unique services in Japan, including those that deliver fresh foods directly from farm.
Yes, when e-commerce first started becoming popular, most online businesses were centered around books and music. But now you can almost buy anything online.
You really can buy anything. You can buy foods, furniture, electronics online. You can make vacation reservations and purchase movie or concert tickets without leaving your home. And there are also many benefits for companies because they can greatly cut costs by not having or reducing inventory and not having to open any stores.
Right. But in the e-commerce market, what type of businesses are especially successful?
Well, we have a little graph here. Actually, almost all types of businesses are expanding their market size, but among them, apparel and accessories are especially showing high growth, with 20% growth compared to the year before.
Right. Well, actually, I see a lot more schoolgirls and working women on the train using their smartphone and checking out information about their clothes and fashion and shopping online.
Still, only 1.12% of businesses, a small percentage in this area, is done through e-commerce. And considering that e-commerce makes up for over 4% of the overall businesses in areas such as car parts, furniture and electronics.
However, when it comes to fashion accessories, there is an issue of wanting to try for size. So I think there will be many customers who want to see and touch the actual product before actually purchasing it.
I agree. And that's the case. In exchange for convenience, there are risks that different sizing systems are applied per maker, or finding out that the color of the product is a bit different from what you had imagined when you actually receive it.
So this is probably the weakest point of e-commerce.
Yes, that's true. And in order to overcome this weakness, new services are now gaining popularity. To reduce any uncertainties consumers have, trial businesses with the catchphrase "try before you buy" is a business style that allows consumers to try on clothes or test a product on sale for free. And if they like it, they can later purchase it.
Really? But this reduces the risk for the customers, but I think it increases the burden on the sellers.
Yes, so the merits must outweigh the extra burdens, and it's kind of similar to the tasting services often found in underground food shops and Japanese department stores. So you could say it's an evolved version of that, this business model which attracts the attention of consumers and allows them to experience how good the product is.
So the increase in sales overrides the burden of the extra effort.
Yes, that's the case. And the popularity of this business style is not only limited to e-commerce, but it's also spreading to other business scenes, and small business owners who sell their products in stores are also joining in the competition.
Well, here's the footage of the front line of these trial businesses. Take a look.
When you think of trial businesses, you may think of food tasting services or sample cosmetics often found in Japanese department stores. Well, nowadays, trial businesses are reaching new realms. They are going abroad and are rapidly increasing, some so much that you wonder if they can possibly be profitable. But these businesses are making very good money.
絵本が丸ごと1冊ウェブサイト上で無料で試し読みできるというサービスです。
A whole picture book?
ちょっとありえないだろうと思いました。ありえないの？はい。
Pillows too.
寝ちゃダメ。
And even tennis rackets. First, we visited this company located in Shibuya, Tokyo, called Ihon Navi.
おはようございます。がっちりマンデーです。
こんにちは。今日はよろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。
This company sells e-hon, or picture books online. After you buy a book, it will be delivered to your home. We asked the president what kind of trial service they are offering.
はい、絵本が丸ごと1冊ウェブサイト上で無料で試し読みできるというサービスです。
Well, it's not a trial if you can read the whole book, is it? At eHone Navi, you are able to look through more than 1,000 titles. Just a portion of the books that are available. Very generous, don't you think? You would think that customers won't buy the book if they are allowed to read the entire thing for free. But this isn't the case. This was a blind spot in the picture book business which the president uncovered.
絵本ってちょっと他の本のジャンルとは違ってですね、まずその親御さんがお子さんのために買って読むものなので、中身を読まずに買うっていうことはまずないんですね。やっぱりどんな内容なのか、絵はどんな感じなのか、話は気に入るのかとか、怖いものはないかとかですね。それからもう一つは読んで、面白かったら何回でも読むんですよね。お気に入りの絵本って何度でも読むじゃないですか。一回読んでそれで終わりではないんですね。
We interviewed some others.
もう何度も何度も繰り返し読みますね。
あ、そんなに、
はい、
もう回数で言うとも
う数えきれないくらいもう、感情しきれない。この子が言った通り、もうお気に入りの本はもう大切にしてるけどもうボロボロ、それでも大切なの。
What the president said was right. Unlike books of other genres, children read their favorite books over and over. So the president came up with this idea of having customers trial read the entire book.
やはりその作家さんや出版社さんからすると全部見せてしまっては売れなくなるんじゃないかというやっぱり心配があるんだと思うんですよね。
It is only natural that publishers or writers get worried. So at first they were reluctant to approve their book for trial reading. We asked the publishers what they thought.
ちょっとありえないだろうと思いました。
ありえないだろう。
はい。ネットで読めるっていうのは、店頭で立ち読みして買うっていう行為とちょっと違うと思っていたので、そこでネットで立ち読みしてそれで終わるっていうことが多いんじゃないかなとは思ってます。はい。
でそれはそうではなくて、買ってもらえるんだってことを、証明する必要があったということで、2年前にトライアルをやりまして31作品参加していただいて1ヶ月間試し読みをやったんですね。でそうしたらその1ヶ月前に比べると平均して4倍絵本が売れたということで、で売れた作品は特に13倍売れたというものがあります。
13倍も売れたんですか。
はい。
The book whose sales increased 13-fold is Mr. Iwata's grandmother. Before, this book only sold 3 copies a month. But after the test, it sold 41 copies a month. That's 13 times more. The total sales also increased. Before the trial, they sold 180,000 books per year. Now, they sell as many as 300,000 books. This is no doubt a profitable business. The next company we visited was Makura, based in Kashiwa, Chiba.
社長、すいません。よろしくお願いいたします。よろしくお願いします。どうも。そうです。はい。ガッチリマンデーです。よろしくお願いします。
This company sells makura, or pillows, online. We asked the president what kind of trial businesses they have.
枕のレンタルサービスを行っております。
枕のレンタルサービスですか。
はい。いつも寝慣れたお布団で一人でゆっくり試し寝をしないと、もう合うか合わないかはもうわからないというような結論で、一人でゆっくり試し寝をできるそういった環境が どうしたらじゃあうちの方がご提案できるのかって考えた時に、購入する前にもう事前に枕のレンタルをして合うか合わないかを判断してもらう、それが枕のレンタルサービスになります。
We can only try pillows out for a short time at shops. But unless you try it on your own bed, you can't tell if it's right for you. That's why this rental service was launched. You can choose up to 3 different types and try them for 10 nights. And it costs about $10 US. But is this profitable for the company?
儲からないです。
レンタルでは儲からない。
レンタルでは儲からない。もう枕のレンタルサービスだけでは儲からないです。やはりお客様にまず安眠を売る前に安心をまず売ってお客様にアピールするためのサービスの一環ですね。
安眠の前に安心。
そうですね。
これ社長、
はい、名言ですね。
So customers can try it first through the rental service. And if they like it, they will buy it. Rented pillows are dry cleaned every time they are returned. So cleanliness is assured too. The pillow rental service began in January. Sales increased by as much as 25% compared to the time before the rental service was launched. Now, for those interested, we will introduce the 3 most popular pillows. In third place is Men's Dream Pillow. Since the pillow itself and the cover has an odor eliminating function, it's a popular gift for men. In second place is King's Dream Pillow. It contains microbeads and a cotton-like polyester blend. It has a unique, soft, and squeezy feel that is fit for a king.
これが一番レンタルでは一番数が出てるんですけども。
これナンバーワンですか？
そうですね。
人気ナンバーワン。ああ、なんかプルンプルンしてますね。
そうですね。こちらの方が中身がこんな形になってるんですけども。
あ、これですか？
そうですね。
And the best seller is Techno Gel Pillow.
下の部分は低反発ウレタンというちょっとムニュムニュした触り心地のもので、その上にブルーのこれでジェルが乗っかってるんですけど、と上のブルーの部分が少しちょっとひんやりする効果がありますので、ちょっと汗っかきの方とかですね、そういった方には
すげえ汗っかきなんです。
The price is around $200 US. The next spot we visited was Cross Spot in Shin Yokohama. This is a sporting goods shop run by Zabio, a sports manufacturer. And we found another trial business here.
いらっしゃいませ、こんにちは。よろしくお願いいたします。はい、鳥海と申します。
She's the PR representative.
こちらに試しすぎビジネスがあるというふうに聞いてお伺いしたんですけど、それは一体何ですか？
はい、こちらではスポーツグッズ、スポーツシューズ、スポーツアイテム、あらゆるスポーツに関するグッズを無料でお試しをいただくことができます。
スポーツグッズを無料で借りれるんですか？
そうですね。実はここは新横浜公園の中にある施設なので、新横浜公園の中であらゆるスポーツをお試しをしながらやっていただくことができるというような、そんな場所になっています。
Cross Spot is located inside Shin Yokohama Park, next to Nissan Stadium. People can easily rent items from running shoes, soccer balls, gloves, bats, rackets, frisbees, and more. By showing your ID, you can rent various items for free and take them out and test them inside the park. But are the products okay after being rented out like this?
汚れたりとか、その商品がちょっと傷ついちゃったりとかして、これ あれじゃないですか、こう採算合わなくないですか？
大丈夫です。それは各メーカーさんからお試し履き用のシューズをお預かりをしてますので、実際に、ご購入いただくときには新しいものをご提供させていただきますので、そちらはご安心ください。
そうなんです。
はい。
And if you pay about $5, you can rent sportswear and towels to take a shower.
新しいシューズアイテムに触れていただいたり、そういったことでスポーツのマーケットが広がり、最終的にはこちらの店舗の売り上げではなくって全体的な全国のスーパースポーツデビューの売り上げの向上につながればというふうにこちらのスポーツ施設はできているというような。はい。
Well, all those services were aimed toward consumers' mentality of not wanting to regret their shopping choices.
That's true. And for books, although most books are only read once, picture books are read repeatedly to children, so this trial business style makes sense.
I see. Well, I think this kind of experience-based business style can be used in many different types of businesses.
I agree, and there are actually many business types that other than we introduced in the video. Just to give you a few examples, there's an online eyeglasses shop which allows you to try up to 5 different frames per trial for free. There's a trial rental properties that allows you to live in properties for a limited time at a bargain price, and an increasing number of companies are providing this service. And also there's the trial country living house, which is aimed for people who are considering moving away from the bustle of the city when they retire. And then there's the trial pet ownership, which helps relieve any worries for people considering owning pets for the first time. And there are many other services, and as consumers' needs diversify, new services are constantly being developed.
Right. And also there are so many products and services that require courage to purchase because of their high prices.
That's true, and that's why there are now rental companies that specialize in trials.
Well, how are they different from the other businesses?
Well, all of the products that they rent out are new or highly talked about products. And for example, you can rent a robot vacuum cleaner that's worth 50,000 yen for 5 days for just 3,500 yen, and consumers can decide whether the product is really worth paying 50,000 yen by actually using it. So the rental service focuses on these kinds of trials.
I see, they're very thorough, but with the expansion of these kind of trial businesses, I imagine the opportunity for consumers to take their time when contemplating purchase will increase in the future. Well, that's it for this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more for you next week, so don't forget to tune in.
So, what would be the key to success in expanding your business globally? Cash management? Knowing the whereabouts of your money at all times, and managing your money speedily and accurately, which means accelerating your business for better results.
SMBC Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Mitsui & Company.
Channel Japan. Your source for the voices and views of people and businesses across Japan. The latest reports on Japanese companies, culture, and technology. Find out what's happening on the ground. Every week, direct from Tokyo, Channel Japan.